All right, here we go. Google versus Facebook. And let's talk about Google versus Facebook for real estate. Real estate is what we do. And honestly, we can talk about Google versus Facebook for dental leads, for chiropractic leads, for any kind of service like plumbing, HVAC. A lot of my friends in other industries work in those verticals and run Google and Facebook as well. And sometimes that conversation comes up. What's the difference? What's better? Is Google better than Facebook? And is Facebook better than Google? In the last 6-7 years, Facebook has made big inroads into taking a large portion of the marketing dollars out of budgets for real estate agents. I think it would be safe to say it's been doing that in a lot of verticals. But the question is it the right move? Is it the right play? Is this where your money should be spent? At the end of the day, I tell everybody as an independent consultant, I don't make money off of you making money. I make money off of making you more money. I get paid if things are going well. I don't get paid because you sold a house or 2 houses. I get paid as an independent consultant, independent of all your deals. So when we talk to people, we say, follow the numbers. And if you track everything, then you should be able to say, my ROI is 5X, 6X, 10X possibly in Google. And what is it? 3X, 2X, 5X, 4X, 10X in Facebook. I've had a lot of people come and tell me that they're making a ton of money in Facebook, but I've never seen the receipts. And I hate to throw that out there before we even dig in, but honestly, I've never seen the receipts. I haven't. There's a lot of leads that are generated, and leads don't mean deals. Leads don't mean money. Now, if you work those leads hard enough and you've got a great enough system, it could be. It very well could be. But let's get into it. So right out the gate, Facebook versus Google, it is yin and yang. It's Mars and Venus. It is not the same thing whatsoever. And what I mean by that is when you're talking about Google, you're talking about intent. And one of my mentors always talked about go and service somebody that has a bleeding neck issue. They have an issue that I've got a bleeding neck and you're the Band-Aid, or you're the doctor that can fix that. Google Ads does that. So somebody comes in and they've got a flat, they need a tow truck. They're locked out of their house, they need a locksmith. They've got a leaky faucet, they need a plumber, like quick. They're not going into Facebook and saying, I need a plumber. Now they do say that. They will say that. They'll go to, it used to be that they go to the Yellow Pages. And back when we started doing Google Ads, we used to have to compete with Yellow Page budgets. I haven't heard anybody talk about Yellow Page budgets in probably 10 years. But they used to go and open up the Yellow Pages, look for the biggest ad, and call AAA Plumbing. AAA because it was the first plumbing company, right? So when you're doing it nowadays, you usually pull up your phone, go into Google and search whatever you're looking for. Real estate agent near me, closest real estate agent, latest homes for sale. You're pulling that up in your phone. You're not likely going into Facebook and asking somebody who has a house for sale, right? Now, that doesn't mean that there's no value in Facebook. It just means that Google is that first level intent. That's that part of the funnel. And sort of gets that conversation started. So Google has the intent, Facebook has the attention. Let's put it that way. So when you're talking about intent, people have an intent to buy something, people have an intent to look for something or search for something. We can fill that void. We can cover that up with a Band-Aid on that bleeding neck. I really need to know what are the latest homes for sale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, from there, Facebook will show you pretty houses. And it's kind of a bait and switch. And they used to do this years ago when we first started seeing Facebook ads. People will put in real estate agents, see all the homes for sale, 350 and under in Scottsdale. They don't exist. They never did. They don't. They're condos and there may be a 1-bedroom and they might be a studio at this point, right? And then they'd have a picture of $1 million house, and then underneath it you would have people putting in comments on the ad like, this isn't real, there's no way there's houses. And you would click on it, it would ask you to sign up, and it'd be a Facebook lead ad. You would generate leads for $1 to $2 to $3 a lead. And then you would be like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich because I'm getting all these leads. But these are people that A, couldn't afford a house, B, aren't even looking, and C, probably don't even live in the area at that point. Now, Facebook has gotten better in narrowing some of that stuff down with an intent and with the audiences that they're showing this stuff to. But at the same time, they're going to go out and tell you, we're going to put you in front of people that are in the process of possibly buying a house, want to look for homes. But at the same time, what's better? Somebody doing a search for a home for sale, or somebody going in and looking to see what's the latest with their cousin and the cousin's new baby, or who's on the latest vacation, or whose kid won the latest state title, right? That's what Facebook is for. It's a search. They're not searching out answers to stuff. They're searching for something to fill the void on the 5 to 10 minutes they have while they're sitting in a doctor's office. So when we're talking about intent, it's a very big deal on the Google side. Now, we can get into the nuts and bolts of what's the difference between Google and Facebook when we're doing advertising and when we're running it, managing in the back end. There's a lot more different from that. We're talking about keywords. We're talking about doing ads that ad copy that is, if it's search, it's text. There are some images in there. You can switch them out. Google's allowing more images and more branding with logos. But for the most part, it's a text-based search. It's people looking for a specific thing. You're bidding on keywords, whereas with Facebook, you're bidding on areas, you're bidding on audiences, and you're hoping that it connects with the right people. Unless you're running ads with a remarketing, retargeting audience. And in Facebook, we love Facebook at Driven Leads for that purpose. We love Facebook for the video side too. So if anybody's ever been to your site, anybody's ever been, or anybody's in your customer list, then 100% we love to run traffic on Facebook and help you with that brand presence and do that omnipresence, where you're spending a couple of bucks to get in front of people that know who you are. You want them to not even only know you, but like you and trust you. So you're doing video, you're showing the latest listings that you have, you're showing the deals that you've done, you're getting market updates, you're talking about stuff like that. That is great for Facebook. That actually plays pretty well. And that helps people along the way. But again, when we're talking about Facebook versus Google, it's the cart before the horse in our opinion. If you don't have a big audience, if you don't have a lot of traffic coming into your website, then you don't have an audience that we think that is a captive audience that you should be spending much money on, if any at all, inside Facebook. We say go and spend a budget, spend your budget in Google, and then build that audience, and then start to trickle in some remarketing and retargeting inside Facebook. If you put a fire to us and say you got to pick one, we're obviously going to say it's Google, because you can continue to generate traffic there. But at the same time, we see the value in Facebook, and we think Facebook is great. Now, if you're getting organic traffic and you get thousands of visits to your website every month, organically through Google, then you can skip that part and go over to Facebook and start doing that advertising inside Facebook to try to drum up that traffic. That's a great way to do it. We do that with a couple of our clients. But at the same time, when people are talking about Facebook versus Google, if we're talking about purely intent and showing people houses for real estate, then 100% all day long, it's going to be Google to start with and Facebook to hopefully finish it, right? Then you start to mix in Instagram, which is basically Facebook. You can run those ads. You're just running a different style of ad, but you can run that inside your Facebook ads account. Then we also we've seen a lot more popularity inside YouTube. So you're doing YouTube, where we used to use Facebook a lot more. We kind of tell people to start with Google and go into YouTube after that, and then jump into Facebook. So people don't realize is YouTube's the second largest search engine in the world and gets billions and billions of searches all the time. So there's a lot of traffic out there that you might not think about. When people ask about what about Facebook and what about Google, and some people ask about what about Twitter, we look at TikTok. When we're talking about TikTok and Facebook, we look at them in the same light. Yeah, there's value in there if you have an audience that you can remarket and retarget to. You can start out cold traffic inside YouTube because you can set up audiences for intent as well in there. So that's a big big plus that YouTube has over top of Facebook, and maybe that's for another video at another time. But when we're talking just purely Google versus Facebook, we look at Facebook as a secondary model to Google when you're running traffic. Get your traffic rolling, then jump into Facebook. If you want to start cold inside Facebook, you're going to potentially generate leads. They could be less expensive than Google Leads, but at the same time, whoever is running your lead management, whoever's doing that follow-up, you're going to burn out, because that traffic's going to be tough to deal with. It's going to be tough to get in front of, and it could end up being an issue where you just, at the end of the day, you're like, I can't stand these leads anymore. Nobody wants to talk to me. Well, there's a reason. They didn't intend to talk to you. They didn't intend to meet a real estate agent when they clicked on a cool image and wanted to see a really nice house. And Google, they did kind of walk through that path and say, I'd like to look at houses. And they know when you're looking at houses, that comes with talking to a real estate agent more than likely. So that intent's there. I hope that clears it up, and I hope that's shines a little light on why we do what we do and where we point people in the direction. Again, you can do either or. It's your money. It's your business. But when we're advising people, we always advise for where's the intent and where can the best money be spent. We think that's Google. We don't have any problems with Facebook. We've seen too often people burn out on leads with no intent. So take that message with what you will. We'll talk a little bit more about Facebook versus YouTube here in the future. And hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in there. Hit the subscribe button as well. I mean, honestly, we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff in the future, and we were talking about all the changes that Google has coming down the pipeline and YouTube has coming down the pipeline, and where your business can go and how you can steer it. So click on subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day.